You tell people how to treat you by what you accept. And I see this a lot. I see people complain about nobody's treating me right. Nobody believes in me. This person did me wrong. And I understand that's true. I get it, right? That person did you wrong. That situation was unfair. There's truth to that. But I want to give you some real. Okay? A lot of people in this world, I've been guilty of this too at a point in my life. A lot of us, we want people to give us what we're not giving ourselves. Right? We're not taking care of our health. We're not taking care of our life. We're not living by any standards. We're showing people we don't know our worth. And we sit here and we settle for things. And then we get mad at a person or a situation for taking advantage of us when we're settling. When you're telling them that you don't care about yourself by what you're accepting. That you're telling them that you don't care about yourself by how you're treating yourself. You're telling that person you don't care, or that business or that job, you don't care about yourself by what you keep allowing to take place over and over, by the chances you give. Over and over. And as I always told you, and I'll tell you again, just in case you forgot, the more chances you give someone, listen to me, light the chat up right now. Light the chat up right now. I need to feel your energy. All right. The more chances you give someone, the less respect they'll start to have for you. And that's the problem. A lot of us, we complain. A lot of us, we blame. A lot of us, we point fingers at things that are true, by the way. But a lot of us, we want somebody else to do for us what we won't do for ourselves. We want somebody else to cherish us more than we cherish ourselves. We want somebody else to love us more than we love ourselves. And if we get that, that is great. That is awesome. But that is very rare. At the end of the day, you can't expect somebody to give you more than what you're giving yourself. And we get mad when people give us more, when that more is just a little bit, because we're giving ourselves nothing. And then we get mad at that person for giving us just a little bit when we have been giving ourselves nothing. So let today be the day. Let this be the season that we really get sick and tired of being sick and tired. You give that gift to yourself. Stop expecting somebody else to do something for your life that you ain't willing to do. Stop expecting somebody else to come save you. Stop expecting somebody else to love you more than you love yourself. Stop expecting these things. You have to do it for yourself. It all starts with you. I know y'all been hearing that for the last 15 years, but it's true. It all starts with you. You tell people how to treat you by what you accept, by what you allow. What you allow will continue. You can't get mad at them for continuing to give you something that you've allowed them to give you. Period. Some of us, we're so afraid to be alone that we stay in a situation where we feel alone. Some of us, we're so afraid to walk away that we stay in a situation where we don't want to stay. And I get it. Loneliness is scary. I get it. The uncertainty is scary. I get it. Moving on with your life is scary. But at some point, if you don't move on, the pain that you're in, the job that you're in, the thing that sucks, that's going to be your standard for the rest of your life. At some point, you got to say, man, I am willing to go see if there's anything better, because I know staying here, I'm not going to get no better. Period. But it starts with you treating yourself better holistically. Because I see a lot of people complain about there's no good people, there's this and this, and we treating ourselves bad. We're not giving it to ourselves. But yet we want to complain about everybody else and what they're trying to give us, but yet we overlook how we're treating ourselves. That takes no outside resource on how you treat yourself. So my goal, my ask of everybody that's listening to me right now, hold yourself to a higher standard. I'm doing it right now, and not just health-wise, but I'm doing it right now because I said, Trent, you can't expect anybody else to believe in you more than you're willing to believe in yourself. You can't expect somebody else to love you, support you more than you're willing to love and support yourself. You set the tone for your life, Trent. You can't expect nobody else to respect you if you're not showing people how you respect yourself. And that's the thing I want to give to you today. And I know it's hard, and I know you might be in your feelings, and I know you might say, but Trent, but at some point, I'm telling you, if you don't start giving it to yourself, if you don't start treating yourself better, if you don't start demanding your worth, if you don't start standing on your principles, if you don't stop lowering your standards, you're going to keep living a settled life, and you're going to keep complaining about the people you're attracting to your life. I know this isn't true for everybody, but I got to say this. A lot of us complain that there's no good people, that people always do us wrong. At some point, we have to ask ourselves, because I've asked myself this question at a point in my life, and it changed everything. I said, man, what is it about me that attracts these type of people? What is it about me that people think that they can just do anything they want to me and they can get away with it? And once I realized that truth, I said, oh, snaps, it's because I'm treating myself this way. Oh, snaps, because there's no repercussions for somebody's actions. Oh, snaps, I'm letting apologies continue to take over my life. Continue to give them another chance. Oh, and once I changed that, and once I respected myself, and once I stood on my business of my worth, it changed everything. So when somebody tried to give me less, it wouldn't last long because I'm giving myself more. I know what true love is because I'm giving it to myself. I know what true worth is because I'm giving it to myself. And so if you can't come into my life to heighten my life, I don't want you around my life. And some people might say, Trent, that's arrogant. Trent, that's stuck up. No, it's not. It's called loving yourself. That's what it's called. I refuse to allow things to come into my life to lower myself when I'm putting in this hard work on myself. And some of us, we ain't working hard on our life. We ain't working hard for our peace. We ain't working hard on our mindset. We ain't working hard on our skill set. We ain't working hard at nothing. And then we complain when somebody treats us like we easy. When somebody just comes into our life, manipulates us, and takes advantage of us, or something. It could be a job. It ain't got to be a person. But when you start living to higher standards, you start becoming allergic to lowering your standards. You feel me, Tamika? You feel me, D? You become allergic to lowering your standards. I'm allergic to it. I don't want to be around people who settle for less. I don't want to be around people who try to give me less. I don't want to be around mess. I don't want to be around anything that doesn't heighten my life. And I realized once you set that principle and stand in that precedent over your life, things change. You attract different people. You get around different people. And your environment is everything. Some of us are in a piss poor environment. Excuse my French. I know some of us, it's not by choice. And I'm praying for you to get out your situation. But some of us, we're in a terrible environment and we're expected to live in a beautiful life. Your environment controls you. Your environment controls your mindset. If I'm out here working every single day with a person, and that person in shape, guess who the second person that's going to be in shape? Me. If I'm sitting around complaining about everybody, talking about people, and I'm around that environment, guess who's going to join in the gossip? Me. You got to create your environment. So what's the environment that you want to live in? What's the life that you want to live? And ask yourself, is my environment conducive to the life that I say I want to live? Is it congruent to what I say I want for my life? And if it's not, you got to make changes, or else don't complain about what you're getting. And I know it's a hard message to hear. That's why I say if you don't want the truth, don't listen to it. But it's true. I care about you too much to see you live in brokenness. I care about you too much to think that you don't deserve more in your life. I care about you too much. You deserve more. You deserve more. But you also deserve exactly what you're choosing to settle for. So wake up and say, you know what? I'm not going to worry about anybody else. I'm not going to complain about how somebody else is treating me. I'm going to start with me. And I promise you, when you love yourself more, when you treat yourself better, when you start taking care of yourself, when you start making the right choices and decisions on your own life, something happens where you get allergic to everything that makes you want to settle. You don't want to be around it, right? You press ignore when that person calls. Unapologetically. Because I refuse to put myself in environments that lower me. Life is too damn short to spend another day at war with yourself. So let's stop focusing on everybody else around us and how people are treating us and ask us, what is it that we are allowed, what is the energy that we're putting out that says, I'm okay with you treating me like this. I'm okay with accepting this and change it. It doesn't mean everything's going to be perfect. It doesn't mean nobody else in this world's going to try to try you or take advantage of you. But what it does mean is that you're going to live a higher level in your life, man. And so some of you got to raise out of this toxic mess that's going on in your life and raise up, and it starts with you. And then the higher you go, the less you realize, the more you realize, like, man, that's not something I want to be around. I can't be around that. You get addicted to being around positive environments. You get addicted to doing things like this that help your life, that help your mental health, working on yourself, right? The work on yourself is the most important work. That's all I got to say. I appreciate y'all. I know this message was a little bit tough, a little bit of tough love, but I care about you too much not to tell you what's real, not to tell you the truth. And I know we can sit here and complain about, but Trent, you don't understand. You don't understand. I do understand this. You have a choice and you can make a decision, period. It might be the hardest choice, the hardest decision in your life to make. I understand that. It's not easy, but you have a choice and you have a decision. And the truth is, if you are in something, job, environment, around a person that you hate, that's terrible, that you know is never going to change, you are making a choice to stay there, period. And I know it's not that easy. I understand that. It's hard to break away from things, but you are making a choice to stay there. So just like you can make a choice to stay there, you can make a choice not to. And I'm not just talking about a relationship. Okay, this is life. If it's not congruent to your values, principles, morals, and standards, you got to move away from it. If it's not congruent to where you want to go with your life, you got to move away from it. That's what changed my life. It wasn't some magic unicorn moment that changed my life. It was me making better choices about what I surrounded myself around. That's it. I put myself in environments that made me believe better, that pushed me, that made me believe in myself more. I put myself in those environments. And what happened, I started believing in myself. I started wanting more for myself. And I got allergic to being around anything that made me feel like I'm less. But that's my message to y'all. Happy Tuesday. Have a beautiful day. Let's get it.